Hi everyone! Today we're making this mermaid bandana. That is a fun item to have for summer. This is a sequin yarn and I'm using yarn needles number 10, starting with casting on stitches. We're gonna need 3 to begin with, the usual way. Just 1, 2, 3. Second row, we're gonna make increases. For that, we slip in the first stitch without knitting, yarn over, purl the stitch, yarn over, and purl the last stitch. This way we have 5 stitches for this row. Turn the work around, slip in the first stitch again, yarn over for the increase, purl in the previous yarn over, like so we don't have the huge hole here, purling the stitch and using the front of that yarn over to purl, yarn over at the end and purl the last stitch. Just pull at the yarn a little bit to even out the stitches, but don't worry too much about it. It will work itself out by the end. Turn the work around and we continue purling the stitches in each row. Slip the first stitch, yarn over, purl the previous increase, purl in these stitches, purl in the increase, yarn over, and purl the last stitch. This way, making increases in each row, the right and the wrong, we are making the angle, the apex angle of the shawl more obtuse. So I decided to do this many increases in each row, and later we'll see how it goes. Purling. Don't forget, each row we have increases in the beginning and in the end. Be careful because the yarn is super slippery. Hold tight, purling the increases, making increases, purling stitches in each row. Turn the work around. So it's gaining stitches rapidly because we have increases in each row. Yarn over, purl that increase, purling the stitches in the middle, purling the increase, yarn over, and purl the last stitch. Depending on the width You can make it a narrow scarf. For example, you have 20 stitches and you see that this width works for you and you want it to be a scarf. That is okay. That kind of accessory is also great. So you just keep purling all the way to your desired length. But in this tutorial, this is the bandana, the shawl in a triangular shape with a pretty obtuse apex angle. Here it can get tricky. Make sure you evening the stitches out so you can see which one is the last stitch, which one is the yarn over from the previous row. They can sometimes mingle all together. This is the same in each row for now. Increases in the beginning and in the end. Purl in every stitch and also increases in the right row as well as in the wrong one. Don't let that yarn over increase run away. Make another increase, purl the last stitch. Have a look how it turned out. See, pretty obtuse angle, which I love. It's not gonna be long at this part of the bandana. The apex isn't super long, and you can use the other two angles, so to say, wrapped around your waist or around your head as you wish to do. So here we continue to make increases in each row, yarn over and purl in every stitch. Change location for this part. Thought in the sun it's gonna look even prettier. Look at the sparkle. Continuing with the increases in every row until you see that the apex angle of the bandana is wide enough, so it is big enough, and then you can switch to making increases in just the right rows, for example, to still have it elongate at the other two sides. But so far, purling and making increases in each row. I want to make it a little wider, bigger angle, It looks like you're knitting with seaweed at some point, especially when it's getting bigger, the shawl looking like seaweed might. So hence the mermaid shawl, mermaid bandana. Gorgeous color, so happy with it. Really do want to make more though, thinking about ordering other colors. Can't choose yet which ones would look good. I think the black would be incredible, especially if sequin is multicolorful. Here at the end, be careful not to lose stitches. Also, let me know if you want to see it in any other color, or maybe you think of a shape that you want it made in, so I can make a video about it if you like. A tutorial on maybe a scarf or the bigger size bandana. Let me know in the comments. Here the sun hits the yarn so beautifully. Just imagine how gorgeous it's gonna look on you when you're wearing it on a sunny day. That's really, really something. It's also possible to take needles smaller if you feel like that you want it not this see-through, to make it tighter knit. Go for maybe 5 or 6. Also gonna look good, I guess. Haven't tried it yet though, but should be. One skein of this yarn made a pretty good size bandana, even though this is needles number 10. So if you go for needles smaller, it's gonna be even bigger. So that was a surprise with this new yarn. Just continue purling, still making increases in each row. From far away, it sometimes looks like a chain, but it's not super scratchy, surprisingly again. So when you're choosing your yarn, make sure you have a feel how it is, so it's not too scratchy, and that's gonna feel pleasant. So this row we make no increases because the angle is pretty obtuse now. Just slip the first stitch without knitting and purl the others. Purling in each row gives us this texture that's not very flat, which gives it a wavy look, gives it a little more character. That it's wide enough and the angle is good. Just make increases in the right row, and the wrong side row you just purl all those increases and the stitches. So this way the increases will not be that steep, but still will be present, which gives the elongated two sides for you to wrap your bandana. Make sure that you don't knit too tight, because otherwise it's gonna be too hard to move the stitches around alongside your needles. But on the other hand, don't make them too loose as well, because then they might just slip off. It's not easy with this yarn, tell you the truth, because it's really slippery, but I think it's worth it because it's something new to experience while you're making it, and it's something interesting that you are left with at the end. So it's all in all a positive experience, I believe. Could also mix and match. For example, take two colors and knit with two colors simultaneously. For example, could be adding some blue, nice blue to this color, and that's gonna make it more interesting in the sense of texture and color. Also gonna be a little thicker, if you can say that about this particular piece, but it's fun to experiment, you know. Just last couple of rows left. Make sure that you have enough yarn to bind the stitches off. I'll show you one technique that's not tightening the stitches, that's making them pretty stretchy, that the line, the binding off side is gonna be more or less stretchy, which is a good thing for a bandana. And here we go, the binding off row. We slip the first stitch, knit the second one, and then knit them together. Then we purl the next stitch and purl these two together. Knit the next stitch and knit these two together. Purl next stitch, purl these two together, knit and knit together, purl and purl together, knit, then knit together, and continue this way so the edge is more or less stretchy. This is the binding off technique I find is the one that's working for this item particularly. So more or less stretchy and gonna make it comfortable then when you use your bandana. And go binding off till the end of the row, and we continue the same way till the very end, knitting two together, purling and purling two together, be careful by the end of the row, just a few stitches left, hold them tight so it doesn't unravel. Knit, and then Put together. Purl and purl together. And the last one, purl, purl two together. And that is it. Just make sure you pull at this last stitch and weave in the ends, and there you go, you have a new item for the summer. I hope you enjoyed the process and enjoy wearing your bandana, and I'll see you very soon. Have a good one.